Hey, good afternoon, Manchester, New Hampshire, and all the surrounding areas. We have one of our most famous, lovable this year. She's blushing already. April Adams from
The Retreat on Elm.
Retreat on Elm. We'll wait for another guest, Amy, whatever her last name is. Sabatino. Okay, coming in. And I'm sure she'll make it. How have you been?
I've been great.
Good. It's a little bit too orange in here. I just thought I'd try a new image.
Hats on set today, huh?
Yeah, I just thought I'd be a little...
Norm copying me.
Yes, I am.
Oh, you messed up your hair.
I know, that's the worst part of it.
It's horrible.
I always had this hair fetish. Then I tried wearing short hair, in the back here. Nah, I got to go back to way long hair again, There are some things I don't mind changing, but there are some things that, like that. Mm-hmm. And so what's been exciting and happening for you?
Well, since the last time I was here, I got my new book.
Okay.
And that was published in April. And
Awesome.
It's called Less Logic, More Wisdom, Surviving the Shift with Your Sanity Intact. And it's...
but a lot of people have sanity.
True, yeah. It's a little hard to install that when it's not already present, but if you're still hanging on,
if you have a little bit left,
then this will kind of help you stay there, or maybe bounce back a little bit. But it's a collection of channeled messages related to the big shift that's happening on the planet right now, and how the Earth's frequency is raising, and we have to raise our vibrations to meet it. It's about clearing a lot of our old programming and our old beliefs and behaviors so that we can resonate with the direction the Earth is going in at this point. So it helps to kind of give people a sense of peace, both in their own journey and what they struggle with personally, as well as, seeing on the Earth, on the world stage with the government and the politics and the economy and the church and all of that, seeing the corruption that's happening with all of the major systems, and how all of that kind of has to come to a head in order for it to change. And so it's the same thing, whether it's our own personal journey, it has to come to a head before we're willing to make change. And in bigger scenes, it's also the same way. It has to come to a head before people are dissatisfied enough to make a change. So that's pretty much what the book is, kind of how to get through that without going nuts.
And how does somebody get your book?
It's on Amazon, so you can find it on Amazon. I also have it at the retreat, but I'm only there when I take appointments. So.
And what is you have a website?
So actually, if you go to April Adams Author, you can find the book through there and get all of the digital bonus material that comes with the book and all of that as well. Yeah.
You know what's exciting? I've had a lot of authors come on lately, haven't I?
Yes.
And this is exciting to me because this is what we're all about, introducing new authors and like
well,
that.
Well, maybe it's because Lori's an author now, and so she's attracting more authors.
Could be.
I think more and more people are seeing the importance of getting their story out there and how it helps so many other people.
Right.
Like you put a channeled message up this morning, and I was reading it. I started to laugh. My husband was like, "What are you laughing about?" I'm like, "Because this is just like absolutely so perfect for what's going on in our lives right now." And I read it to him.
You want to tell the viewers what it is?
Yeah, so I've just been noticing over the last week or so that everybody seems to be having some major conflict going on in their lives, and most especially around like someone who wants to tell you what to do all the time. Like there's always someone who thinks that they know better what you should be doing or how you should be doing it. And it's really right now about just standing in your own power and going, well, thank you for that, but no. This is my truth. I'm going to stand in my truth. But also recognizing that, their stuff is about their own insecurities. That's about them and their stuff and what they need to heal. But your reaction to it is about what you need to heal still. So if you're triggered by it, then there's still something within you that needs to be cleared. So
this has been one hell of a 2 weeks for me emotionally. And really, so I can understand where you're coming from. I've had this going on and that going on and this going on. And I mean, wait a minute. What the hell am I doing? I can use that word. I already have.
You've used it numerous times. So.
Yeah. What the hell am I doing? I mean, I'm allowing the other people negativity to control me because I'm allowing all that negativity. Now it's time for me to take it back and say, wait a minute, I'm in control. So what you just said, is right on base. I think with a lot of us, to be honest with
Yeah.
you.
I felt it was a perfect message for today.
Well, thank you. You okay?
Oh, yeah. See, that it got to me, see?
You're clearing.
This is beautiful. Oh, by the way, you have a lady sitting right beside you. She's here all the time.
Oh, yeah?
Okay. I don't get a name on her. Remember how we...
I don't know. For some reason, as soon as you said I don't get a name, I heard the name Anna.
Okay, that probably is. She's sitting here all the time. She's kind of like a guiding light.
To me or for the show?
Here.
Yeah. I think she lives just with the building.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
But she likes to be on TV,
Hi, Anna.
apparently.
Yeah. She was actually down in the other studio we had down here. She'd be in the corner watching over us. Okay.
And now she likes to get in on the action.
And
we actually had someone call in one day and ask.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Who's that lady?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That was freaky
Yeah.
because see, I'm getting goosebumps.
She must honor you because she stays over there. So I want to take.
I know.
So
She's
please take
buddying
that
up.
as a compliment. I think Anna's the appropriate name, to be honest with you.
That's just exactly what I heard as soon as you said you don't know the name.
Yeah. And you don't. And the one thing I like about it, you're not nervous about it. You're not scared of it or anything like that. People have the misconceptions of spirits. The only way spirits are going to hurt you is if they might want to pick on you. Think, what's going on in my house? It's all this freaking. Do I think they're a bad spirit? Yeah. I'm going to say spirits that are mischievous.
There are some bad spirits,
Yeah.
but I think like people, most of them are very good, and some are just confused.
And you have to release it, like what she just said, Amy, last week. Said about releasing the spirit, and I think that. By the way, you're going to be writing that's not the last book you're writing. You know that, right?
No, you've already started.
Yeah.
Okay. You got one that's going to be all spiritual. You better listen to the spirit, or you're going to be throwing them. I can't do this anymore. You're going to be starting over again. I'm learning now that my biggest spirit. So I'm going to have Lori help me when I'm going to be writing a book. My biggest spirit was always, and thanks to her, and your journey isn't over. You know what I'm saying?
Not even close.
If I write this book, then that means my journey's over. This is the energy this is myself, poor me, pity, making excuses not to.
And that's what it was.
Boy, do I hate that when I get caught up on it.
When
what
spirit
I'm saying?
kicks you in the butt, sets you back right, sometimes it's not always pleasant, but then you're like, well, that's what I needed.
Right.
And your other book is called.
The first book is called Essence, Ending Emptiness, Finding Fulfillment. It's kind of a metaphysical 101 sort of thing, yeah.
But you're also going to be teaching, too, at a college level.
Great. I'm in. Sounds great.
You ever watch, you know what I love watching, and it's really weird, is that Myrna, she wrote.
Uh-huh.
I'm actually seeing an image of her in you, as weird as that sounds. And please take that as a compliment, because this is what you're going to be doing. You're not going to be solving murders. Don't get me wrong, unless they really ask you.
How fun would that be, though? Come on.
I actually helped do that. I had Kevin Lamonte, who's a very good friend of mine, and his family did it. I don't like to use the word stay. I'm going to use it killing. And we actually brought in I believe it was his cousin that was murdered. And he came through and told the 5 or 7 people who had murdered him over drugs, and 2 weeks later they were arrested.
Wow.
I don't want I don't take credit for it, nor do I want to. When I find a missing body, I don't think it's important to take credit or anything like that. I think, let the police have it. It's not important to me. Do you agree?
Oh, I agree. It's not about us.
No, it's about the spirit. I actually got a couple of psychics going today on the money vendor, how they're all about money, blah, blah, blah. And I said, if we're true spirits, we're not all about money. Don't get me wrong. I like to count my money this way, and I cry this way. Don't you?
I'm working on not being that way.
Or is it your wife that cries?
Working on there being a flow, a constant flow of in and out, no problem.
It does have to flow. It's just another energy that if you're blocking it one way or the other.
Oh, yeah.
But we were talking about that in the car because.
Yeah. And I've been so blessed with the angels. I've been so blessed with it. How am I going to meet my bills? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? And all of a sudden, it says, you don't trust us? You know, it took me a long time to learn how to trust angels. It really did. You know.
Well, I have a funny story about that.
Okay.
A couple years ago, I felt really pushed to hire a marketing coach and really hyper-focus on marketing, how to market, how to write sales copy, get all my websites and emails and everything in order. And so I had to take out a loan to do all that. As I was taking out the loan and everything fell into place really easily, I was getting the message, I'm going to be able to pay this off within a year. Of course, I thought that meant that I would have so many clients or, you know, whatever, that I would be able to pay it with that. So after about 8 months, I kind of reached my end of, you know, feeling like I was resonating with the marketing work and had kind of accomplished everything I had set out to accomplish with it. So I let that marketing coach go. And within a week, I got a call from Geico saying, hey, remember that car accident you were in a year ago? You qualify for a ton of money for pain and suffering for that. Do you want it?
Yes.
I was like, yes, I do. Thank you. And it paid off every cent of the loan that I had taken out. So it was like the universe going, you need to learn marketing. You need to get all this in order. Get ready. And then we'll pay for it. You know? So,
isn't it amazing? And it's amazing. If anybody's got these stories about how the angels are helping you, you know, 'cause we can't live on without them. I used to use my spiritual guides. It took me a long time to realize that the angels are really near. In fact, Amethyst Wildfire.
I'm familiar with that name.
Amethyst Wildfire.
That's right.
Yeah,
Right? Yes.
Yeah. She always said to us, and you know, 'cause we went up to her, we said to her, my friend Nick Delacour and I, we said, well, do the angels help you? Yeah. One thing we were talking about it, she said, you know what, the angels will wait with you as long as you want them to wait with you. They'll wait. But once you ask their help, they're going to help you. And I always remember that. I don't use that word hope anymore.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, because after what you said, that message, you were right on. So I'll say, from now on, I'm going to believe it can happen. I'm not going to hope it can happen. Because when we hope that nothing manifests. So, and I went, well, Amethyst told me that. But anyways,
Right, Amethyst told you not to use the word hope.
Yeah. So we're going to believe that things are going to happen. Like I believe that you're going to do a lot of traveling with this book. You own your own house, right?
We own a condo.
A condo.
Yep.
But you're going to be moving from there. You're moving toward upper class.
Fantastic.
She'll be too good to know us. I could never picture you doing that, you know.
Just snub you.
There you go.
I don't know you.
I know you?
Sorry, you don't look familiar.
I've done that before to people.
There's a few people I'd like to do it to, but I never would.
I can remember I was coming out of the chateau. You remember the chateau, right? And this is quite a few years ago. This guy
Restaurant?
goes, Norm, I know you. Norm, I go, I don't know you. Remember we spent time in jail? Who spent time in jail? I got the higher class lady. I go, ma'am, I've never been in jail. Don't never intend. And I said, sir, you definitely got me mixed up with somebody else. I knew him from Laconia, but not through jail because I used to party with him years and years. And years. And one of those times that you don't want to know somebody, you know, like that. So I asked my spirit if that was okay. That I totally should, you know. So now I've got to the point where I don't depend on my spirits because they told me to become more independent within me.
Well, that is a lesson that I have worked with clients on. Is they think if they go and just become totally dependent on God, spirit, the angels, whatever, everything will be taken care of and they don't have to do anything. I'm like, God doesn't want a dependent. God will be a partner with you.
You have to take
your
action.
Your angels will be partners. Your spirit guides will be partners with you. You both have to do your part of the bargain.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's a channel in here about the dance that you have to have with the universe. You take a step, you have to lead, and then the universe will dance back.
Right.
But you can't just sit around and going, hey, universe, I'd really like this, and just wait for it to fall into your lap. You have to take action, too.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people who teach that. And I'm always stunned that they teach, you just put that intention out there and it'll happen. Not
Good luck.
quite.
No. See, and that's like one of the things I truly believe in is like, okay, a lot of people want to make money in reading. We all do, don't get me wrong. Or they'll want to make money as a Reiki. You're a Reiki energy worker, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, You didn't become a Reiki energy millionaire overnight, right? You know what I'm saying?
I'm still not quite there myself yet.
Yeah, okay. You're also a Reiki master, right?
Yes, I have not even flirted with the millionaire.
Oh, goodness gracious. But people think that it's all good.
I'd like to, though, so hey, flirt away.
But people think that what we do, we're going to be rich overnight, because a lot of the classes teach that. It's like when I went to hairdresser school, oh, you're going to make lots and lots of money overnight. And it doesn't work that way. The angels literally laugh at, or our guys will literally laugh at us. And we think, well, we're going to sit back, we're going to have all these clients, we're going to be able to do this, we won't have to work at any other job. No, because there are times, I've been very blessed, I've been very busy, but there's also times like you have, where it's just been nothing. Mm-hmm. And you say, oh my God, how am I going to pay my rent, how am I going to do this or that? And always manages to come through.
Yep.
You
know what happens on days like those? I go to the beach. I'm like, you know what? Yeah. The universe gave me a day off, and I'm going to take it. And then, and then the money comes anyway, so.
Jeez, I haven't had a day off, and I don't know how long.
Folks, it is called believing. Believing in yourself, believing in your spirits, believing that as we heal our mind, thoughts, or whatever, knowing that we can overcome many things in our life.
Now, we can overcome just about anything. I truly believe that. When I see some of these people that I know that have, like Doug with ALS, he's still hanging on years after his supposed expiration date, or
and that's about believing again. It's about choosing it and believing that you can. If you choose to believe that what the doctor says, that you only have 4 months or whatever, then you probably have about 4 months. But
I've seen people that do that too, though. I mean, it's shocking to me. Oh, doctor gave me 4 months. Exactly 4 months later, they check out. It's like, because they just accepted that.
What the doctor had said to them.
You know what? If the doctor ever told me I had 4 months to live, I'd be smoking pot, drinking jag of tea, and doing whatever the heck I wanted.
The doctor never told me I had 4 months to live, and I do it anyway.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would just not accept that as my reality. Yeah. But I would have a heck of a time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Rita told me I wasn't going to go past 67 years old. And I believe that maybe on the path that I was on, then I probably wouldn't have. But I chose to give up alcohol. Mm-hmm. I chose to give up the cigarette smoking, and I chose it all because I do want to live. I've asked my angels to let me have at least until I'm 85. Of course, I got another 50 years to go. And
I thought it was 51.
Well, 51, yeah. Well, in my heart, you know what I'm saying? Because
I get confused.
You
can't keep up with his age anymore.
No,
Well, he's just going backwards. It's hard
age is only a number. Okay. Yes. Like with my ex-wife, she came to we had a birthday party for her, and I was so blessed to be able to be there. She's 81, and I got to tell you, I give her a lot of credit. She drives to New York and back. She goes all over 81 years, here she. And I have to, and I tell her, I give her a compliment when I think she needed. That is, I hate to say it, we both need to go our own path so that she could find her path. She got her driver's license. She started to do things for herself. So sometimes a path like that, the blessing came out, and we have a beautiful son. And we're still in communication with each other. I don't have time to hold grudges against people. Life is too short,
Absolutely. Life is way too short.
I want to pay her a lot of compliments for how well she's doing, I did see, I'm one of these guys, you can get married on a Tuesday, and I'll bury you on a Friday if you want.
Hopefully not. Don't give people ideas. Hey. There's his email address for all the people that are thinking, hey, wait, what?
It's her fault. But actually, I was honored to be able to do this funeral memorial service. But I was kind of sad, too, because here's a lady who went over to her mother, and her mother literally turned her back on her.
At funeral. Doesn't that break your heart?
Wow.
And her granddaughter, too. And it broke my heart. I was so saddened by it, And here are all these people that, for the lady who had crossed over, all these people that really, really didn't know her, but they were good friends of her through Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts or whatever, for the love. And they all came from all over to honor her. And here's a mother. I hope she can live with her conscience. And she preaches the Bible. So, but I'm not going to judge her as much as I'd like to, but it's not up to me.
She's
But
got to go her own path.
That's it. You know, my theory is, how is she going to explain to, when she needs help, and there's somebody that could have come around to help her?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You have a strong family gathering, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you
Yep.
do when you. Her mother came on our show.
She did.
It was awesome. Oh, I'm not gonna go. I love it. It was so funny.
It's just so random.
I'm not gonna go
Our
on there.
guest got sick right before the show. I mean,
Okay.
like right before the
Yeah.
show. And it just happened to be the day my mom was visiting, so I brought her with me. And she's like, I'm not going on the air. Because, of course, Norm said, why don't you go? No. And then all of a sudden she's like, yeah, I think I will. She sat down. And those two yacked the whole 2 hours.
We had more fun. She's what, 85?
81.
81. And to listen to her story, I know she could tell you a lot about the spiritual world. She was from Virginia?
Virginia, yeah.
Virginia, and all that stuff. I was just so intrigued with her. And she wasn't shy.
Is she gifted too? Is she?
She is,
wouldn't
but she wouldn't ever,
Yeah, sure.
See, I believe I got my gifts from my mother and my father, and I think my foster mother helped it too. You know what I mean? If we allow, our how do I want to say? If we allow the angels or the inherent from our family members, like our mothers, our fathers, to work with us, and knowing that they are the ones that we're passing down the energy to, and makes us a lot stronger. Like I believe that your grandmother on your mother's side was very powerful, psychically or spiritually.
Mm-hmm. My grandmother on my mother's side is still around.
Oh, okay.
But I wouldn't be surprised that she, had some kind of abilities. I don't know whether she ever
She said she has
pays
it all.
attention to them.
Yeah, she was a pretty feisty lady, isn't she? How old is she?
She's in her 80s. Yeah.
Well, I'm communicating with her right now. It's amazing how spirit, even when people think you can't communicate with spirits when they're alive. That's not true.
Oh, you
Right.
so can.
Yeah.
You know, absolutely,
You so
absolutely, you can. You know,
Yeah.
and when I always look at it as an honor. Oh, by the way, Tommy said hi.
Oh, Tommy. Yeah, your friend Tommy.
Yeah,
Hi, Tommy.
he's into the computer designing and the robots.
Oh, cool.
He does a robotic all day other thing.
Yeah.
You know. And his sister Alma, I'm sorry to hear, passed away
Oh,
last week too. So
Yep.
there has been in the last month, there's been a lot of people going to the other side. Okay.
yeah.
A lot of them.
Yep.
You know. And I want to express to all these people that on Wilson Street here in Manchester, that horrible fire, you're aware of that,
Yeah.
right?
Family.
And
And
Norman
everybody.
Friends.
We live a couple blocks from there, and that morning at 5 a.m, we heard we thought it was gunshots, but it was 3 explosions from inside the building from when the fire really took off.
So we, from Norman Friends, we send our condolences.
Absolutely.
And we'll send our prayers and
Horrible.
thoughts. And from April too. And she's part of our group now, part of our family. And then I just found out about a little 7-year-old girl. Her name is Ava, A-V-A, from Hudson or Derry, wherever. And she has a terminal brain cancer.
Wow.
God bless.
So,
That's tough.
so our prayers and thoughts go out to her. And there's so many of them. Oh, my mom is going to remember them. And I read the paper at home, so I guess the Spirit said what we're going to do is have a moment of silence for all the people that have crossed over and for all the blessings that the Spirit will find to heal them. And it's important for people to know that that we do care, like you do. Okay,
Yep.
You know, I mean, like you get $500,000 a session.
Let me see.
Donald Trump's specialty, right? You know, I'm always afraid of, and I want to get your view on this. Since you wrote that book, you chill in on it. I am scared for this country.
I understand why you're scared for this country, and I totally can see that. But what I'm feeling is that every time I see something that's corrupt, I actually celebrate because I feel like it's something else that's being shown to us that's going to change.
Oh,
So every time I see something that I'm like, okay, that one's corrupt, and this is corrupt, and this conspiracy theory is actually true, and oh my gosh, but at the same time, like, yes, that means that all of this is going to shift. As the planet shifts, as we shift, all of this has to shift too. It can't continue to exist in the vibrational frequencies that are coming.
I love that. That's wonderful.
Well, one of the things I said several years ago, and I said it to people the next until 2017, we're going to see more corruption, like you just said.
Yep.
We're going to see more devastation. We're going to see more. I know it sounds negative, but we're going to see more wildfires, and
Yep.
I'm also concerned about the
Natural disasters and things like that.
Volcano at the Yellowstone.
Oh, Old Faithful. Yeah, has you concerned.
I'm actually seeing that exploding.
Actually, I was told by someone who has a friend who's an animal expert, and they said, their friend said, all the animals are evacuating that area, so we should all be afraid. That is going to go soon, because that's what animals do. They evacuate when they know a danger's coming. Yeah. So you're right on about that.
Who was that famous one that there was a TV show? The guy who used to say, "Be afraid, be very afraid."
What was
I
it?
don't remember either. I mean, I know the,
the
saying, of course.
If any of you know that expression, "Be afraid, be very afraid."
That wasn't the Twilight Zone, was it? No.
No.
I don't think so. It seems like it's from that era.
It's so familiar. And none of
Yeah.
But I also see parts of the Golden Gate Bridge coming apart.
Again?
Yeah. They just got a really big flash on that. And somebody's going to use a bomb or something to really do that. Folks, you know what? ISIS isn't done. And ISIS has a lot of followers. And it's not. And there's a lot of American people who are joining ISIS as well. You know, and it's time. If you care for this earth, if you love fellow mankind, our animals, the earth, the whatever, like you have said before many times, I know you join together and fight this corruption with prayer, healing, and the biggest of all, LOVE, love. Don't be afraid to say hi. Don't be afraid to say, "You don't know me, but I love you anyways." I do it all the time. People are like, "What the heck? He's some kind of a pervert." I love it.
But just being nice to people.
Yeah.
I mean, come
You gotta
on.
be.
It changes lives.
Yeah.
Like I was just reading a story about, and of course I don't know if it's true, but I hope it is, about a cop who met a homeless man, and he not only did he buy him food, but he gave him his personal Bible. Now, everybody knows I'm not an advocate of religion, but this was something that meant so much to this police officer that he shared it with this man, changed this man's life, and the man went on to die not too many months later, but he died clean, sober, and at peace.
And with that Bible in his hand.
And with the Bible, right? I mean, what an amazing blessing.
Right.
If we all did, we don't have
one
to,
little thing like
little
that.
things,
Yeah.
feed the home, pay for, the guy behind you's coffee, any little gesture, hold doors, smile, say hi. It makes a big difference.
Yeah.
There was a lady that was arrested. They were going to arrest. I believe it was in Florida. She was buying food for her, or in some states. She was trying to get sort of hamburger or something for her to feed her family with. And instead of her being arrested, the police officer goes to see you. Not all police officers are bad. They all got together, and they were like 10 police officers all brought in boxes of food for this
I remember
lady.
that. She was shoplifting.
Yeah.
And instead of prosecuting her, they went and got her family food, changed that whole family's life and the communities. I mean, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
We have a lot of, I will say that we do have a lot of awesome police officers on the force. Some I don't get along with, but that's okay,
Well, we all know I have a thing for cops. I think cops are wonderful.
Yeah.
There's a few bad ones. We all know that.
everywhere.
But most are wonderful.
And I think that our fire department, our hearts and prayers, because that one fireman got injured, right? Our hearts and prayers and are out to the fire department. I don't care what state you live in, whatever, but there's not one fire department in this country that will ever beat the fire department of Manchester, New Hampshire. I am proud to be a citizen of Manchester. I am proud to be a citizen of the United States and New Hampshire. And for these guys, now, that 4-alarm fire, was it a 4 or 5? Well, those 4, unfortunately, those fires that, that the sadness of the, and here are these men out there fighting the fire, doing their job, not looking for credit, I know. And where my son lives, the fire department over there, they were helping these people out of a window, and the EMS is there gave my son blankets to keep warm because the fire is right next to his house, so kudos to all of these, and the police officers. Oh, God, I heard really nice to police officers. But, folks, they don't make every day. They don't know. It could be a routine day. You agree with that, right? But they don't know. It could be like that officer that got shot in the face, a month ago? Or the other one that got wounded. They don't know what they're going to get when they come home. So, well, I can't believe I'm being nice.
Well, it happens to everybody once
Does
in a
it?
while.
Oh,
It's
okay.
okay. You'll be all right.
But actually, and every October 31st, I've had nightmares. And I have to get over that, too, because we had a gas explosion in our cellar where I live.
Wow.
We didn't lose the house, but we lost everything else. There again, the fire department was right there. Then they saved. And there were some people, bless their hearts, they didn't speak English. I believe they were either from the Dominican or Republic. And they opened their doors up so we could keep warm in the hallway.
Oh, wow.
It goes to show you that this is there is love out there. Look at each other.
A lot more good than there is bad.
Yeah.
We just have to embrace it and amplify it.
Yep.
So how long did it take you to write your book after we gave that speech there with on the soapbox there?
Yeah,
right. I don't know. I'm averaging about a book a year at this point. I tend not to work on them too much in the summer. In the summer, I usually focus on fun with my family. I'm married to a teacher. My son's in high school, so I like to play in the summer. If I don't have clients, I'm off playing. But otherwise, like the rest of the year, as information comes in, as I have time to sit down with myself and type something out.
I'm also giving a message: be careful of yourself in the sun.
Yeah.
Because you have sensitive skin. And we don't want to see bubbles on your skin. So I'm giving a message to be
I don't want to see
careful.
bubbles on my skin either.
I'm just telling you this is what the Spirit is telling me. This lady over here, and Anna, was it? Anna was saying be careful because she loves having you on. I can actually, she's wearing a rose-smelling perfume. Don't you smell roses?
Sometimes you do get, we get that scent very strong in here sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
I don't know if our other guests are coming on or not.
It doesn't look like it.
Maybe she got lost or didn't, I don't know.
Did you give me your number? I gave it
No.
I left my phone at home. So.
Oh, no. You left your phone at home.
Yeah. Al's not going to be calling, but he said hi to everybody.
Well, he could call, but it won't matter because your phone's at home.
No. He is,
you
know who Al Caprillo is,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Was he here? Well, you met him at the events, too.
Yeah, he was at the last event,
I want to see a changed and happy guy, right?
Yeah.
He, as you know, he's a meteorologist.
Yeah.
He now works at Macy's as one of their, and he is so happy.
Good.
He does. He's really finding his own happiness now, so that's an awesome thing. Of course, Joan, his girlfriend or his friend, passed away, 3 months ago?
It's been a while, yeah.
Hey, Denise hasn't called yet.
Oh, that's right.
Denise, are you sleeping on the
There you
Joan?
go.
There we go. There we go.
Welcome to Norman Friends. You're on the air.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, they're not putting the numbers up on the top for people to call in.
Oh, the phone number's
phone
not
number's on the
showing.
top.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks. How are
Hey.
you?
Nothing better than you, and thank you, Norm, for everything you did last Friday.
Oh, that was my honor and that was my pleasure.
Thank
Okay,
you so
yeah.
much.
And, it really was. It was my pleasure. Actually, it was a pleasure to see all those people there. Saddened by a couple of them, but it was my honor and pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, there was people from, like I said, there were 3 cars from Kentucky, 2 cars out of Maine. No, 1 out of Maine, 2 out of Vermont, and New Hampshire that showed up.
Yeah, and 2 out of New York.
Yeah, New York. That was my sister's ex-husband.
Oh, that was interesting.
Yeah, that was Rick. And ex-brother-in-law.
Right, yeah, you know. But and Mary put on, as usual, she had her beads. I didn't get any of them because they wouldn't disappear too fast. But Mary put on a beautiful buffet.
Well, I remember you saying all the things you were making for the buffet.
Oh my God, it was so incredible, you know. And Mary and a lot of these friends here, and it was just an awesome way to meet. I mean, not an awesome way to meet, but you know, everybody got together. And the sad part is it takes a funeral for everyone to get together or a wedding. How sad that is instead of communicating. But Mary, you did an awesome job too.
Oh, true, yeah.
Yeah, you know. And
sad when you have to have something like that to meet everybody.
yeah,
Right.
it is. It really
You know,
is.
I mean, the people should realize if you got nieces, nephews, aunts, uncles, grandmothers, grandfathers, at least once every 6 months, I think people should, if they live close enough, see your parents, see your grandparents, know your aunts, know your uncles, know your cousins, because a lot of families are getting smaller and smaller every day. Like my family's getting smaller and smaller and everything.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see my nieces and my nephews.
Yeah.
You know,
So did she go to the?
Don't out in Kentucky very often,
No.
but I know they're there.
Yeah.
But if people have families, you know, please, if you're listening, please go to your families and tell them you love them.
Absolutely, absolutely. And this is one of the biggest things that I miss not knowing my family. And because it is, I know it spiritually now, but, you know, family unity is such an important part of life. You know, it really is. It really helps. And what you were saying, Mary, about that, all you got to do, maybe you don't get along with them too well. Sometimes you have to extend the olive branch.
Sometimes you have to be
That's
the
right.
bigger person.
Sometimes you can reach out with
Right.
the olive branch.
Right. And if they
And
accept
that
it, that's
person will
up to them.
just
If they
turn around
don't,
and say no to it.
Yeah, you know. But
You
just
know,
reach out
and
to
it's too bad.
say hi, you know, that's all you got to do. And you're right, Marion. We got to get you over. Maybe Sunday, if we're not doing anything, we'll have a cookout, Mary. What do you think?
Okie dokie, that sounds good, Norm.
All righty. Okay. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Good.
I'm feeling pretty good.
Good. You sound a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. It's
The
just
last time you went
sugar
to the
is
event,
just,
did you make
was
beans
going
with
down
honey?
there for a while. Now it's coming
Did you
back
have
up
any of
again.
it?
So.
Uh-oh.
No.
Yeah, it's up and down, up and down.
Yeah.
It's just no happy medium with that right now.
No. Well, we're going to ask for the angels to continue to heal your body.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
So,
we really
I'm
believe
ready.
in
We'll
that.
say God bless to everybody.
And you too.
And we'll talk
Yeah.
to you later.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye,
Bye-bye,
Mary.
Mary.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
Hi.
Boy, she did an amazing
She
spread.
has such a big heart.
She really
is such
does.
a wonderful lady.
She was my bodyguard, of course, you know, but I can't give her enough credit for it. I mean, she is the one, instead of the mother and the daughter that had, she's the one that, and I heard many people say, too, about Mary, the family members come say, too bad you weren't our mother.
Mm-hmm.
Too bad you know. This
Yeah.
one's going to lose in the end. What I mean. Okay, folks, we got more guests coming up in the following weeks, and if you want to get that, and then we got that. I'm going to put you down with a question mark.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. All right. So on the show coming up next week, we have Cindy Stewart. On June 22nd, we have Cheryl Cuomo. On the 29th, Johnny Moran. On July 6th, we have Hope. On the 13th, Erin McPhillips' daughter.
Yep.
On the 20th, we have Adventure Cam. You guys cannot miss that. You're going to love hearing all about their investigations
We're going to
and
give them
stuff.
45 minutes for their own show on that. Okay.
Oh, yeah, they're going to show clips. Nice. On the 27th, we have Lynn Nickerson.
She's one of those, what do you call them? They go and they find the spirits.
Paranormal.
The paranormal.
Yeah.
So this is going to be interesting because I have my feelings about it. So.
August 3rd, we have Deluna.
Yeah.
She's the harp player.
Yeah. I gotta get
Can't
over
wait
her
for
again.
that. On August 10th, we have Jared Powers. You might remember him. He out-talked Norm.
Oh, yeah. If anybody can, this guy, well, we've had to report him. This guy, I kid you not, he did digital art, right?
Yeah, digital art.
This guy could actually, I had to, wait a minute, let me ask you a question type of thing.
But his energy was positive. I mean, extremely high, but very positive. It was awesome. It was
Love it.
Somebody
awesome.
changed his battery.
And
5
everybody
times.
leaves high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he takes
And it was a natural
amazing
eye, you know?
photography. His photography is amazing. So on August 17th, we have Bob White Bear Olson. And August 24th, Mr. D.
Yep. He's also a tarot card reader.
Okay. On August 31st, we have Karen Tibbetts.
She's an agent card reader. I don't know a lot about her.
Okay. On September 7th, we have Bill and Lisa Spinney from Strike Back Against Cancer coming on to talk about Erica's Run, which is a run they do in memory of their daughter Erica, who lost her fight with cancer, and they use that money to help other people fighting cancer. On September 14th, we have Pauline Hayworth. On September 21st, we have Dick Smith.
That's another guy that can out-talk us. This guy, he's a chemist, was it?
And he was some sort of scientist.
He'll talk to you about reversing diabetes. He actually reversed diabetes.
He reversed his own
Awesome.
diabetes.
So he's going to be
Good.
giving a lecture on how to do it at the event.
Perfect.
Okay, so that's going to be awesome.
Yeah. On September 28th, we have Susie Murat. On October 5th, we have Rich Damboys.
With the animals.
Right, he's from Adventure Camp, but he's coming on to talk about the Newfoundland ponies and the what's going on with them. On October 12th, we have Carolyn Vanderhorst from the Manchester Animal Shelter. She's just coming on prior to the event to remind us of what the animal shelter needs as far as donations and volunteers and things like that. On October 19th, we have Hannah Bedard and her family, and this is the young girl who, when she was 14, her family lost everything, their home, everything.
Wow.
And instead of feeling sorry for herself, she started a haunted trail to raise money to help other families who were struggling. So they take nothing from these events. They hold every year, and they help countless other families. And now her whole family's involved. I mean, just an amazing young lady.
It is amazing. Here when you talk about family unity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're in fact,
Do they do the Manchester Ghost Tours? Is that the...
No, they have it down in Salem.
They
In Salem.
Pelham.
Okay.
Pelham.
Okay.
At their home.
Bring a little extra cash with you when you come. It's not going to be only for the Manchester Animal Shelter, but
Yeah,
she's
we're
going to
gonna let
have
them have
a table there where people can
Yeah.
donate to it too.
Yeah.
And then on October 26th, we have Darlene Doty. And then on November 7th, we have Carl from the Abel Ebenezer Brewery in Merrimack. That's a veteran-owned brewery. So they're going to come in and tell their story and about their name, which is very historic and relates well to the history of New Hampshire. And they make great beer.
And I want to
Just
thank them
saying.
for they just
And
give
they-
us a gift card.
Yes.
I want to thank them for the gift card.
Yeah.
They gave
And
me.
on November 9th, Brandy Wells is coming back on. On November 16th, Bruce Hoskins and Mischief Managed. You might remember them. They are the a cappella group that does medieval madrigals. They did our Christmas show. They are really good.
Cool.
Well, you saw him at the event. He was dressed in the medieval
okay.
garb.
Yep.
On December 7th, Jen Waltner. On December 14th, Pauline Hayworth coming back again. And that's it for so far. So if you want to be on the show, let us
So
know.
if you want
We'll
to come
book
on
it
the
out.
show, we're pretty well booked up. We'll be starting very soon in January.
Yep.
So give us a call, through
Yeah.
Lori or myself, and
Yeah.
we'll see what we can do to get you on.
Right.
We'll definitely have you come back on again and again and again.
Definitely. And the event that I spoke of is October 22nd, and it's for the Manchester Animal Shelter. It will be at the Unitarian Universalist Church here in Manchester on Union Street. We do have parking this time, though. The synagogue right down the street has donated their parking lot for our use. Isn't that wonderful?
Wow.
So
Very
there's
cool.
a parking lot for everybody to use. So far for vendors, we have Norm and myself, of course. We have Pauline Hayworth, Cindy Stewart, Don Drew, Genevieve Hackett, Sherry Cuomo, Dr. Richard Libro.
No, not anymore.
No? Okay, I don't know who he is. Janice Donnelly, Catherine Samuelson, Jen
Oh, wait a
Warner.
minute. He was with. Okay. I'm not sure about him anymore, but that's what it is. I am. Okay.
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 I think that's Sherry's friend.
Oh, I don't think so. Wasn't
Oh,
his
it's a
name?
different. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a different doctor.
Okay, I get all confused.
Karen Tibbetts, Ramona Nault, and Aidan Fafnir, which is actually Verse Hoskins' alter ego. For vendors, we'll have Michelle Talon. She's doing the essential oils. Bob White Bear Olson will be there with his amazing handmade flutes and CDs.
You met him, I think.
Yeah,
Yes, he was right next to me. His stuff was beautiful.
I love my flute.
Yeah.
Everybody should have one. If I get angry, upset, anything, I listen to his CD and play my flute. It's amazing. Debbie Walls, Jeff Travers, Chris Gately will be there giving massages. Elaine Saunders, our favorite matchmaker. Leslie Minchin, Matt Connerton, Lindsay Logan, Kelly Scott, Jared Powers, Darlene Doty, Emily Morin, Danielle Fryer, Kimberly Barrett, Wanda?
Yeah. I don't remember.
Okay. And there's probably going to be even more vendors.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All readers, we have enough readers. Okay.
Yeah.
Now what I want are vendors. I just sent out another email to, I can't remember her name now. She does crystals. The one, that last one that you just read, Ramona Nault, she does astrology. Okay. And so she'll be coming. I have had not very good luck with getting astrology people in, but she's very good at what she does. Everything here, folks, we are doing a lot of things differently. We're going to have different room, another big room, but we get more rooms, and we got another room that we're going to be giving lectures on. So like reversing diabetes. Matt's going to do a show and tell for hypnosis. Different type of people are going to be speaking there. So, and I'm hoping I can get Lunar 2 playing a couple of songs in there. Bob's going to do a show. So it's going to be one of the bigger and better events.
Very nice.
Okay,
Very
and so
nice.
I'm truly excited about it.
Yeah.
It's only going to cost each person $1,000 to get in.
No, that's not true.
That's not true?
Not true.
Oh, it's not?
No, it is not true. Sorry, you cannot make that goal that was predicted for us by charging people.
Well, I thought it might help.
There's no admission.
No, that's folks, I
No
want you to know.
admission.
First of all, we don't believe in admission charges. Okay, we really
I
don't.
mean, you have to pay for the services and
Yeah.
stuff you buy, but there's no admission to get in.
We are going to have the food again.
Yes.
We're going to do a little bit differently on that as well. We got a magical wheel, and hopefully
Magical.
April Adams will come with her new book, or both books.
I'll look at my calendar.
Okay, and hopefully you can make it. You sold some books the last time, didn't you?
Yeah,
Or
I
did
think
you?
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just excited. You know.
Yeah.
My goal is
It
to
keeps
have like
growing.
25.
Yeah.
You know the funny part is, there again, I didn't listen to my angels. Okay. I had an event at the Comfort Inn. The last time I had it, the management found this wrong, that wrong, this wrong. I'm going, my God, what did we do? Did we breathe wrong too? You know, because they come up, they said they had that continental breakfast, right? So we were helping ourselves to it, and I said, okay. They come in, they started yelling at me. I go, wait a minute, I'm more than happy to pay for this. Because the last time I was here, your management said it was okay. Now you're telling me I pay for it. So, I said, so it's amazing how the Spirit says, okay, no more. We first started out over at the Interstate Bridge at that hotel there.
Yep.
Okay. And I went to do an event there, doing a galley. And couldn't find out the place was closed.
Oh.
I never got my money back.
Oh, my
People paid
gosh.
me. But I still had to reimburse the ticket holders, and I never got my back. I said, okay. Then when I went there, and they said they were putting it into a gym, and also I heard my Spirit say, will you now listen to where we're going to send you? And when humbled as, you know the feeling, right? I went there. And the first time we made $500?
No,
1,000.
we made $1,200 the first time.
Yeah, then we made $1,400 this time. So our goal now is $1,800. Okay, I cannot unless if we make $10,000, I will personally do a pole dance.
That was the
for you.
prediction.
Yeah, that was a prediction, not by me, but by
Not by
somebody
us.
else.
Yeah.
And then you all the money that we add up, it could be 10,000 throughout the year.
Where will this pole dance be held?
What? So you can run away?
I know, we're all taking videos and putting it on YouTube, buddy.
Put them back on. Here's $10. Here, here's all. No, put it back on.
Hey, I saw you do yoga a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I did yoga. It was fun.
You had a yoga teacher in here?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Do you do yoga too?
Yeah.
Oh, do you? Oh, I didn't realize that. Oh.
I don't teach it. I just take
I have
part.
another very good friend of mine. I can never remember how to pronounce her name, but she's on across the street from the old Vista Foods. She's in that Bill Plaza there. Brady Sullivan building.
Oh, I'm not sure who's in there.
Okay. Stats would be, I don't know. She was actually terrible because she was in my house yesterday.
Well, it doesn't surprise me you can't remember her name.
No, that's what I told them. Don't expect me to remember your names, But she teaches yoga too, okay? And yeah, the lady that did yoga as well. I mean, and I'm practicing it.
Good.
It
makes a big difference.
Yeah. I'm there, do I really, and I can feel every ache and pain in the body. But you know what? Then my biggest problem is I'm a big procrastinator. Well, my dog really, she's too old to be walking that. I use my dog as an excuse, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's not really her, it's me. Is she too old, to cross like we were? Yeah, because she's like 13, so now I gotta break that excuse. Or I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. Okay, but I haven't I've been eating more mushrooms.
Good.
And I've been taking the vitamin pill, iron pill, the K pill, so I have been listening, Now if I can get rid of this, I'll be all happy. I think I'm pregnant, though.
Are you?
Really?
Yeah.
Twins?
Yeah, probably.
Cool.
I'll let you help me with the labor.
Okay.
That would be
I'm actually in training right now to be a hypnotherapist, so I'll do a hypnobirth for you.
Oh, okay.
Well, he says he's already gone through birth with his son. He had all the labor pains.
Oh, my God, it was awful.
I've been through that a couple of times, too, for friends. Like, I'll know right the moment they go into labor. I know when they get the pain medication. I know when they deliver. And it's just so strange to be that, like tuned in.
My feet actually swelled up. I actually went out and bought a maternity top. But I think more men would suffer what the women have to go through, you wouldn't see the big high-fiving and the irresponsibility of men, taking care of it. You would see, hopefully, more men would take, wow, well, let me tell you, I said, never again. Never again, But I'm so blessed because I have a beautiful son. And my granddaughter, and she just became, congratulations, Vice President of a choral group. And bless her heart, she works at the off-Broadway shoe store. So I'm just so proud of her. And see, the one thing that I like about young kids today, not all young kids are bad, folks.
No.
No, the vast majority are good.
No. Your son is graduated from high school?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a junior this year.
Oh, junior this year. And what's he going to be doing? Is he going to be working, or he's going to be being spoiled by his mother?
They're going to play. Weren't you listening? They're going to the beach. Well, she's going to Australia.
Yeah.
I will tell you, in 2 years, you're going to Australia.
Sorry.
Wonderful.
Will you confirm that?
Yeah.
If you want to, yeah. The opportunity is there.
Yeah,
Right?
okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay.
Yep.
When is he going to work this summer?
He is, he might start his EMT training this summer because he wants to be a paramedic.
All right.
So if he can swing it so that he can take the EMT training this summer and then be able to, because he'll turn 18 in November, be able to take his test, because you have to be 18 to take the test. So he's trying to time it so that he can go right from high school into the paramedic
Good
training.
For him.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. That's smart planning right there. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, that's what my granddaughter's doing. Bless her heart, she taking whatever she earned, put half into her college fund, and she takes it's been the limit. And she's also buying presents for her mom and dad, which is a big turnaround. And she wants to take courses online as well as going to school, so she can go. Folks, see, the kids can do it. We just have to encourage them.
Mm-hmm.
And I ran into a lady. This is exciting for me. Not that I talk much, you know.
You? Never. We have to
But
drag it out of you all the time.
That's right. I ran into a kindergarten teacher here in Manchester, and she was buying toys for her class. Buying toys for her class because the school, I guess, doesn't have enough money to do that or whatever they prefer. And I've talked to more than one teacher that have buy things before school starts.
Yep.
You said your partner's a teacher, right? What does she teach?
Yep. High school math.
Okay. And I bet she pays a lot out of her own pocket too, right?
Yep.
Is that fair to the teachers, folks?
My daughter's
A teacher,
I
right?
won't even go there, but yeah, right. She's a teacher as well. Yeah, they spend way more money than they should. And I love the analogy that you don't ask, a doctor to pay for the supplies he needs. You don't ask a pilot to pay for the plane and the fuel. Why are you asking teachers to pay out of their pocket for something that's the most important thing, our children?
Mm-hmm.
But people are cheap. They don't want to pay the taxes that have to be paid to pay the teachers to take care of our most precious resource, our children.
Or the school board members, Mr. Gerard, or the alderman.
But we need to vote on things like that.
Right.
When your school board or whatever is out of control, people need to vote to change
Bring it back,
that.
yeah. Mr. Gerard and all the school board members, I hope you're really listening. If you're not, that's okay too. But these teachers deserve a pay raise. They deserve the benefit they get. And remember this, parents of the children that go to school, these teachers are not your babysitters. These teachers have spent a lot of money to go to college. And the way the rules and regulations, I wouldn't want to be a teacher today.
Mm-hmm.
When you can't discipline them.
Right.
Well, you get
can't
in
do
trouble.
anything.
No.
Well, but the thing is, people say, well, they only work, 8 to 3. That's BS.
Right.
Yeah, I could say a lot more, but my daughter spends so many hours at the school, IEPs, correcting papers, cleaning her own room. When I went to school, there was a janitorial staff for that. And her school has janitorial staff, but teachers are still responsible for their space. I mean, there's just so much of her time. She works way more than 40 hours a week. And throughout the summer. So for everybody's like, well, you get summers off. Again, that's a lie. That's a myth. And
because a lot of them have to go back to school to be recertified, right? Or then take extra classes.
Well, they have
or
to take
whatever.
continuing ed and stuff.
Yeah.
So your wife continually has to keep on education, especially with that new math,
Yeah.
Oh,
And
so ridiculous.
you guys that are older persons, because there's maybe a few of both, or older, why are you? First of all, let's cut the school budget. Let's lay off the teachers. I have no idea when we're talking politically, but that's okay. I would just allow the spirit to run, And you don't mind, do you?
You're just running with it.
Yeah,
That's
I
good.
am. Why can't we just say, look, our kids need education. Look, let's find ways of keeping the kids. The kids don't want to go to school today because overcrowded or whatever, or fights or whatever. Let's find a way to have the children go to school. Stop, like what they're talking about down, cutting out West Side High School, which I think is wrong. And stop, but they will give more to administration, like they give the superintendent, the assistant, what it's for, I believe 2 or 3 assistant superintendents, and then you got your vice principals, you got this, and they're all making over $100,000 a year. Some of that, why couldn't they curtail that and put it towards teachers and let the teachers have what they need for education?
I mean, if those people are really in it for the education of the children, then okay, they don't need to be making what one of them makes like $184,000.
Yeah.
I don't live in Manchester, but
Yeah,
I think that's what I heard on the news.
yeah.
Really? That's and you're making the teachers make what 45?
Yeah, 45.
50?
Look,
I'm sorry.
Your wife will like this show, right? She'll stick up for us,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah,
I don't consider this politics. I consider this
Honest
human interest.
opinions.
This is actually has a lot to do with spirit, because if we're not taking care of our young people and we're not nurturing them and they're not treated with love and respect, which is hard to do when you have 40 kids in one class,
Yeah, you can't teach to the needs of the children and their learning styles and all of that when the school is overcrowded and the system is only geared toward testing and...
Right.
You know what? My understanding is that we were the third lowest in the nation in school incidents.
Wow.
That's sad. It really is. I hope they have brought it up. That's the last time I heard about it, you know. And folks, you know, you all, and I'm one of the biggest complainers, but I do vote, so I can't. But, you know, everybody says, oh, we got to do this, we got to do that. You know what, folks? If you don't change the people, if you don't like the other people that are in office, kick them the hell out.
Well, right. If you don't vote, you have no right to complain. I'm sorry. You're not doing anything but complaining.
Okay.
Get active. Make a difference. And it does start with just little things, you know, taking care of your neighborhood, taking care of your neighbors, you know. So maybe the school district decides it can't. So maybe we step in as a community and do more for our kids.
Yeah.
More children's centers where we can, you know, work with them one-on-one or whatever it needs to be done. But
folks, if you have any opinion about what we're talking about, since the numbers are not there, it's area code 603-413-0223. Give us a call. Hey, I remembered the whole thing.
You did.
I wonder why.
And your hat's covering it, so.
Yeah.
So you were very impressed. Well, she might have called you, but you left your phone.
The phone number is on the screen.
Oh, thank you.
It has been since that caller pointed it out.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Was that God?
That was the new God, yes.
That was a new God? Oh,
New
okay.
God.
That's
We'll call
all
him
the
God
new
number
guy.
4. What is it? Okay, thank you. But, you know, if you don't like it, you not change it. I'm willing to bet that your partner, your wife, comes home many nights all frustrated.
Yep.
You know, because she doesn't feel that she's able to reach a lot of the students.
Yeah. And sometimes even colleagues.
Yeah.
I think the system kind of, you know, has created a level of frustration for a lot of people. You know, the kids don't want to be there. The teachers just kind of want to get by. And so everybody's just sort of on autopilot, making their way through. Yeah.
I can remember when I was a little twerp, you know, one of those, always looking for trouble. No. But I can always remember saying I would never want to be a teacher. Now I see why. One of the hardest things in the world is being a teacher.
Yeah.
You mold them from kindergarten or preschool. You mold them from first grade to second grade to third grade to all that. And teachers have the most important job in the whole world as far as I'm concerned.
But right now their hands are tied.
Yeah.
Some school now.
Yeah.
My daughter's school district in Jaffrey, from the little experience I have with it, is wonderful. So I'm not. They do a lot for the community. They do a lot for the families. They do a lot for the teachers. So I'm just going to exclude them from this next statement. A lot of school districts actually pit teachers against each other.
Really?
And I think that is horrible. That is not a place where one teacher should be competing against another teacher for test scores or any other reason. It should be a team effort always. The most important thing is the children.
And I'll say again, and always say that a lot of the parents, I'm not saying all, because I agree there's a lot that have to work 2 jobs or one work 2 jobs or they're a single parent, but a lot of it, and all starts, get to know your children. You know, it's great to have a Boys and Girls Club. It's great to have the YMCA or YWCA and the Kids Cafe and all that stuff. But it's also better if you're at home with your children too. If you're a parent if you're a parent, then yeah, I understand you may have to work 2 jobs and all this other stuff, but try to find time to be with your children. You worked all the time, right? But you still found time to be with your child. You worked all the time, but you also found, you know. I was one of those here today. I was very fortunate because there were times when, and this is why I can speak from my own experience, because there were times when it was almost like my son was my parent instead of because I was a drunk all the time. But yet we never lost that closeness. So, you know, they don't need a whole lot, just love. Like we're going back to love again.
Right.
You know. Now we're going to talk about your book. I bet your book talks about that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
The book is?
Less Logic, More Wisdom. Surviving the Shift with Your Sanity Intact.
Okay. And they can reach it how?
Either through apriladamsauthor.com or through amazon.com.
I like that April Adams.
Author.com.
I love it. I love it.
It has a good ring.
It really does. I can see it. She reminds me, though, when you, like I said, the murder she wrote, and you saw these people that are living in these big mansions, they're authorists or whatever, and I just love it because I'm just visualizing you right now in a nice sporty car. You like convertibles?
Yes.
You have a convertible?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I would love to have a convertible.
Because I'm looking at an BMW, BMW or something like that, and you're sporting around in it. I'm seeing this like the ocean, there's a cliff, and I'm actually looking at the big, big windows that the sun is just beaming through, okay? And I'm just seeing it. It looks like it's not in New Hampshire, okay? But I'm just seeing it, and I also see that you're going to do a lot of traveling. You have a little doggy?
Sounds like fun. I want a little doggy.
Well, come to the Manchester Animal Shelter. I yell at people when they tell me they went out, and this one lady went out and spent $25,000 for a dog.
What?
She bought it in England.
$25,000?
She's only $25,000.
That must be one heck of a dog.
She was one of those show dogs, that had a great print. Well, she had no money. She just, and I went, wow.
Money to burn.
I said, you sure it wasn't $2,500? She said, no. She literally showed me the receipt.
Well, you know what? Wow. God bless her if she has the money. Not what I would spend $25,000 on, even if I could, but God bless her.
Yeah. That's what I said too. I said, but there's so many homeless, homeless.
Well,
dogs.
but some people do want purebred, and they want to show them. And even I'm big advocate for going to the animal shelters and adopting, so don't misunderstand. But even when you adopt from an animal shelter, it's very hard to prove a purebred is a purebred. So if your intent is to show or do anything with it or breed it, it's very difficult. So you have to go there just intending to buy a pet.
Yeah.
Which I think mutts are the best kind of dog.
Me too.
Personally,
they tend to be healthier and
Sorry,
happier.
Annie. Don't even tell my dog I said that.
Bruce is going to tell her.
She'll be mad.
Yeah, but mine's short-haired terrier. Actually, I got mine from one of the management here at the studio. 13 years. She's just our baby, if you can tell.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And we have to leave the show on so she can hear it. Okay, and she just wherever if it's raining out. I have to take her out, not Scott. I have to take her out.
Well, he will melt. He's so sweet.
Yeah, see, and if it's too hot, I have to take her out.
Again?
And when she gets into the moods, me, and then she'll get to where she'll let Scott take her out.
What kind of dog is she?
Short-haired terrier Chihuahua.
Oh, awesome.
A little butterball.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that I've been through.
It's a good thing dogs don't have body dysmorphic disorder.
And but
You'd give her a complex.
she does. Believe me, animals, animals have complexes.
My dog has too. I'm telling you, when she knows there's a boy dog watching, she puts that prance on. Look at me, big boy. Yeah, she's got attitude.
Oh, yeah. Or my dog will stand on the porch and bark at you, real brave, look at me with, ha. I'm over here, and like my neighbor next door has a pit bull, friendly, beautiful pit bull, and my dog, it's like he's right close by. She'll put her head in between the slats on the porch, real, I'm over here, and she'll be prancing all around. I'm like, no. I said, you're still virgin, you're going to stay that way, you're done.
Keeping her pure till the end.
That's right. But, and then we have, I have never seen, I don't know about where you live, but I have never seen such an array of different kinds of birds as I have this year.
I agree with that. And Kimberly Barrett.
Yeah.
I actually had her come walk around my neighborhood with me, and I swear all the birds disappeared that day because there are so many birds in my neighborhood I had never seen before, and I've lived there 20 years. And I'm like, well, what's that? What's that one?
We've had cardinals. We've got blue jays. Blue jays are beautiful to meet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we've had all kinds of weird birds that come in, hawks, crows, pigeons, you name it, And I just love watching them. I love it. My son had the honor, and he'll take an honor of. They built a little nest right on its porch rail there, and they built a little white turtle doves. They call them.
The mourning doves.
The mourning dove, and they built a little nest there, and he was able to watch the eggs, and watch the birth of the egg, of the birds. And now they set up in a tree, they watch over it, and they come back every once in a while. What a pleasure! What an honor.
That really is an honor. When I was a kid, they used to nest in my bedroom window every year, and I always thought that was the most amazing gift.
Have you seen that, like in different spots around the country, they'll put a camera over an eagle's nest?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so you can sort of watch the eggs.
they
Did they
have
have one
one
over
here.
the falcon's nest this year? I don't
Yeah.
ever see anything about
Yeah,
it
but
this
I
year.
believe they have one on there.
Oh,
Yeah, I
they
haven't
If
seen
anyone
that
knows,
one.
please just give us a call. We know
Yeah, I
the phone's
haven't
working.
seen that.
If you got any
Oh, dear.
questions for Miss Adam, okay, April, there. All right, April, give us a call. She's April. She also has where's your office at? You have what?
The Retreat on Elm in downtown Manchester.
Okay.
Yep.
And she does all kinds of happy, good things, and she always will have that beautiful smile, no matter how bad the day may be. She'll always have that blushing beauty. Look at her blushing already. I love it. But she'll always, right? You always. Have you found that no matter how bad the day is, but once you get a client to come in, or then you can change your personality.
Yeah.
And like when I've had a real bad day, and I come in here, my whole personality can change.
Yeah.
And
It forces you to kind of give yourself a boost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And before she came on, I was really, do I really want to go in? Do I really want to do this? And that? But once you get in here, then you change your whole attitude.
Yeah.
He's addicted.
Yeah.
So tell everybody what else you do other than write books.
Yeah. So I do Reiki and other forms of energy work. My first book, Essence, had my healing modality in it. So Essence Healing, which is very much about sort of grounding your own spirit essence into your physical body and sending the energy from that endless source of connected energy that you have within you. And then I do some life coaching. And it's mostly intuitive life coaching. It's not so much, hey, go and do these things and you'll be successful. It's more just, understanding where the person is struggling in their lives, and then either intuitively or through my own experience being able to share some steps that they can take in order to move in a better direction.
Right.
A lot of times it starts with mindset work and reading the right books to get your head in the right place and all of that. But what's really been developing lately is subconscious work. And, I'd say half of the channels in this book, it comes around to you've got to clear all of that old garbage in your subconscious mind. Because when we're young, like from the time we're 0 to 7, we're getting programmed with everything around us. We're pretty much in a hypnotic state for most of the time during that phase. So everything our parents say, everything the church says, everything the TV says, everything we experience, everything we immaturely decide about the world, and, if A happens and B is the result, we think that forever is going to be what happens. So we operate for the rest of our lives subconsciously thinking that that's the way things work.
Right.
And so it, really is a matter of digging back into the subconscious mind and clearing all of those old programs and beliefs. So I am learning hypnosis, although I've pretty much spent the last 5 years being trained by the universe in hypnosis. I finally decided to go and get certified.
Right.
But
Make it legal,
yeah.
as they say.
So, I asked 4 or 5 years ago, I was like, should I go and get certified to do hypnosis? And there was a strong no, but then there was very much this feeling of, okay, now go and learn how to get into the theta brainwave state. Now learn the fact that, we all get programmed at an early age, and learn this and learn that. And, so it was just kind of piece by piece a direct kind of course from the universe. But now they're like, yes, now you can go ahead and get the certification. Now that you know what we want you to know.
Right. Contaminated. Right.
Exactly.
They wanted you pure, and then you can go and listen to what the man has to say.
Yeah, exactly. So the one tool that I have found that has been the most impactful out of anything I've ever tried, because I tried EFT and hypnosis and a bunch of other ways to kind of program the subconscious mind and clear that stuff. there is this this set of tools that you can use through pstech.org.
I've been looking at that website since you posted something about it.
And they share their most powerful tool for free. So, you start with it's like an 11-minute track that you listen to, and there's a hypnotic suggestion going underneath the track, so there's a quiet hypnotic suggestion happening, but you're not meant to consciously pay attention to that. That's the part that's speaking to your subconscious mind. What your conscious mind is doing is thinking about either a memory that's negative or it brings up a negative emotion in you, or a thought process that you have that brings up a negative emotion in you. So a worry about what if this happens, or a traumatic memory from your past. And you feel the feelings associated with that wherever, like if you get a knot in your stomach or your chest gets heavy or wherever you feel emotion or something in your body as a result of that thought or memory. And at the same time as well, there are 3 tones that are played throughout the track as well. So one of the tones is for your right hand to tap to, one is for your left hand to tap to, and one is to tap with both hands at the same time. So your conscious mind is so busy going, am I tapping to the right thing at the right time? And am I staying with that memory and feeling the feeling? And so your conscious mind is busy with all that. He's able to reach into your subconscious mind, unplug the emotional charge from the memory or the thought, and it's just gone after that. Like, you still have the memory,
right?
But without the emotional charge around it, you have no incentive to continue playing that track in your head.
Excellent.
Yeah. And then your behavior changes because you're no longer, stuck in that pattern or that old belief or pattern of it.
Makes total sense.
And it's like 11 minutes to clear something.
Right. And who doesn't have 11 minutes? Everybody has 11 minutes.
So, the thing that, my story with all this is all my life, I have been obsessed with my romantic life. And every time the honeymoon phase of a relationship has ended, I have been utterly devastated, like suicidally devastated. So that was my thing. That was my trigger. Everybody's got their thing that, is the end of the world to them, and that was mine. So, I've been doing all this spiritual work and all this self-help work and everything, and little improvement, and just getting a little better all the time. But there was still this underlying kind of track playing in my head. I would interact with my partner and be like, why aren't you flirting with me? Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? So, and as much as I would try to redirect my thoughts and be mindful and, sort of turn that off, it was always there, no matter what I did. And so I found PS Tech, and it was helping to clear a lot of other things, but I couldn't get to the root of why that was still playing out. I found a book called The Erotic Mind by Jack Morin. And what he has you do is look at the fact that often your emotional needs that are not being met, you try to meet them through your love life or your sex life. So he has you write down, what are your top 2 peak sexual moments of all time, and what are your top 2 sexual fantasies? And then you go in and look at the scenarios of those, and you ask, what are the emotional needs being met in those fantasies and those thoughts? And for me, every single one boiled down to being wanted. Like, wanted with a capital W. I wanted them to want me. So it was like, so then I asked the question, I was like, when was the first time you were unwanted? Did your parents want you? I was an unwanted pregnancy. So right from my very conception, I was unwanted. And then my parents divorced when I was 1 because they only married because of me. So I probably decided my dad didn't want me. My mom sent me to play by myself because she was a young mother a lot. So I probably decided she didn't want me. And then I'd try to flirt with 5-year-old boys to get attention, and they didn't want any part of that, so they didn't want me. And then every relationship would end the honeymoon phase before me, so they didn't want me. And so it was this lifelong thing of me deciding people don't want me. So I used a PS Tech track, and I went through mentally and feeling the emotion of, I was an unwanted pregnancy. Dad didn't want me. Mom didn't want me. Boys didn't want me. Partners didn't want me, and just feeling those feelings and going through those memories. And by the time I was done, it was gone. I couldn't bring up that emotional charge from that at all. And then ever since, when I interact with my wife, that track isn't playing anymore. I can just interact with her. And aside from that, I had also before had this massive drive to get hundreds of fans or millions of fans. And that's gone too. Like, I wouldn't mind having that, but at this
Right.
point, it's not a driving force. It's not
Right.
an obsession. It's not a need. It's just kind of like, well, if that happens, that's great. If that's not meant to happen, fine. And I feel like that's the kind of thing that actually attracts what you want.
Right.
Because now that I'm not putting pressure on my wife anymore, we can relax together,
Right.
and whatever's meant to happen is going to happen, instead of me going, why isn't this happening? Why isn't this happening? And the same thing with, fame or making it big or whatever. It's like, if you're constantly going, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? You're not
You're actually
attracting
pushing it further away.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was all subconscious. And if I were to look back and go, my parents didn't want me, I was an unwanted pregnancy, there was no emotional charge around that for me. I didn't feel resentful about that. Like, it was a fact. And I can totally understand. When I was 17, I wouldn't have wanted to be pregnant either.
Right.
So it's not, there was no blame, there was no angst for me around that. But that energy was still there underneath, kind of playing out in every moment of my life
Right.
ever since then, and wreaking havoc. So we really have to pay attention to, our behaviors and what our behavior is trying to tell us about what's playing out subconsciously for us that we're unaware of. And there are tricky ways that you can use to kind of get at that information. So.
Very cool. Very cool.
I can, you know what? I can relate honestly to
Yeah.
what you were saying. Like growing up, my dad. I always felt my dad didn't want me. I was in the room. My mother died when I was a baby, and I had a great foster when I kind of felt she didn't want me. Kids didn't want me. Nobody wanted me around, and I'm not an emotional, huggy, lovey person. Nor do I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I always felt that the only way I would have to be wanted was to having sex or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yep.
Okay, several types of marriages and all that stuff, and the more that I needed to be needed, the less I was. I joined the Christian churches. I did this. I did that. I was a great hero when I did the seances on the negative energy, so I could obviously imitate, understand where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
And I did all this other stuff, and then TV. Oh, look at me, I have a big TV showing us. But you know what? I'm happy now.
Yeah.
I don't need to go flying, jetting off to the Phil Donahue show. Oh, that was before your time, wasn't it? Phil Donahue.
I know who Phil Donahue is.
But or the Steve Wilkos show or Ellen DeGeneres show.
I'd like to go on Ellen. Just put that out there right now. That would be
I'd like
something
that
that
too.
would work
People
for me.
keep telling me I'm going to be on Ellen. I'm like, I don't know why or how, but I'm
When the
I'm
time
into
is
it.
right, I agree with it. The time is right, you will be. But I'm happy the way I am. I've got a great show. I love my show. I meet a lot of wonderful people like yourself. I'm honored. I have a great co-host. I don't want to get her head too big so she won't fit through the door, But I'm
Well,
very...
I am perfect.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Yeah,
well,
okay.
just like you.
Right.
I mean, it takes two people of perfection to work together.
Right. And I'm a great partner who sets everything up for me. I went and I did an event up in Concord, okay? And Scott always here around here always sets my table up for me and always puts everything around for me. You want to see me try to figure out how to set that table up? It was just a little task. Open up the legs, and go, what am I supposed to be doing here? And then to take it down, I had to figure out, oh my God, what am I supposed to be doing here? And I said, well, I'll just put it in here, and take it down.
We all need a grounded one in the relationship.
Because he always
Thank you, Bruce.
puts it up and he takes it down for me, I'm very spoiled, And my friend Chris Gately, you met him, he does the massages at the events here. He gave me a big, I am so proud of you, you did it. I said, yeah, I did. I accomplished something. But and that's the whole thing. With you, this book helped you to grow, didn't it? Mm-hmm. Both books have helped you to grow.
Yep.
Okay. Are we perfect? No. I don't want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know. I'm
You're
kind of
pretty
perfect.
close.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah,
close.
I was gonna say.
Aren't you pretty close to it too? I think people should. Matt and I used to
In
have
a divine
this,
sense, I am perfect.
We are perfectly imperfect.
That's
I
right.
like that.
Well, Matt and I used to say people should roll the red carpet out for us and bow to us when we come in. It hasn't happened yet, so I'm still waiting, but that's okay, But when we start thinking, so many of my students, I don't like clients, I call them students, like, they think that they have to be perfect.
Nobody's
You run
perfect.
into that?
I am currently working to clear that in myself because I've really been noticing, a sense of, still trying to impress people or caring what other people think too much, and really looking back at, childhood moments of feeling like I had to be perfect in order to prove something. So I've been PS teching all of that too, because I think that's a societal thing that a lot of us tend to have that feeling or that need to be perfect, at least in one realm of our life, if not across the board.
How about you?
Nah, I'm already perfect. I don't need
Oh,
it.
okay.
No, I really don't.
I always try. I can remember growing. If I do it this way, and if I do it that way, then people will love me because I'm perfect at this.
Yeah.
And I mean, so many people that have to have like you have to have everything in order.
In some aspects, yes.
Yeah, okay. Like we'll say your books, you have to have it in order.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you do your cooking, you have to do everything a certain way, right? And so you're learning to break that mold.
Right.
Okay. It's hard, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
That's like when I go grocery shopping. I go one certain way because that way.
Yep.
And I didn't realize how I tried breaking the mold, tried to go another way. I didn't realize, and it is hard to try to do something different like that.
See, that's why we make it a point, and I learned this many, 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 many years ago from a wonderful man I dated briefly, sort of, kind of, Jim Duncan. But he would always go home from work a different way.
Wow.
And I asked him why, and he said it keeps his mind sharp. It keeps him fresh. It keeps him from falling into a routine. So I have embraced that, and I always try to do things differently every time I do it, just for that reason, so I don't fall into complacency, so I don't fall into habit. So I always teach my clients to get out of their routines. Maybe I should have some sort of routine because I have none.
Well, I'm a
Sometimes it's helpful, sometimes it's not.
Yeah. We have to practice what we tell other people.
Yeah.
That's my biggest part is I have to tell people, okay, you need to do this, this, and this. And I'm great at telling people that, and I'll bet you are too, okay, and you are too. Now I have to follow what I tell each other, okay? When you do, do you do a lot of Reiki sessions?
Yeah.
Do you do a lot of, what do you call it, life coaching?
Yeah, usually the sessions are kind of 50-50 with both.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. You are a type of, but when you do the Reiki energy, it really comes from your heart, doesn't it? It really comes from your spirit,
Yeah.
okay? And like when you do life coaching, as you call it, you really do a lot. Same with you. If it, folks, people think that if it doesn't come from a heart, it doesn't allow the spirit. 'Cause believe me, I did have it, and I hated having people tell me, you're doing it with your ego. Oh, I hated it, but you know what? I had to realize I was doing it with my ego. Look at Norm, he's so great, until I go down. And one of my very dear friends, Wendy Stevens, Wendy.
I know Wendy, yeah.
And I don't, and she says to me, you're talking about all these other people. What do you say about me? And I go, am I really that negative? And I actually, till this day, will always thank her for giving me that wake-up call. Because sometimes, even if we don't want to hear it, we need to hear it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm Norm. I'm the, far from it. And like with this show, when I got to realize it isn't my show, it's your show, that people out there's show, we allow the energy to lead us the way we talk. Could you imagine us having a script show?
No.
That'd be rather boring, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
How are you today?
Yeah.
That's
I had a
nice.
guy give me a paper like that,
Yeah, I know. And your response was perfect.
Yeah.
No, we don't do that here.
No. And wouldn't it be? It would be really boring. And it would be, well, let me see. Okay,
Now
your
we're supposed
book
to
is
do
here.
this.
So now we'll talk about your book and what it means. Oh, we can't. Oh, I forgot to use the adjective to go with the pronoun or whatever. Okay, let's go through this one more time.
Yeah.
But folks, I'm excited. We're having a bigger and better.
Yeah, it's much
think one of us
much
is
bigger.
bigger.
This is a very exciting event. It really is much bigger.
So if anybody is interested to be a vendor with us, you can get a hold of Lori at Reverend Lori Otto .gmail.
At gmail.com.
At Gmail, yeah.
Rev
Well, I got
Loriotto at
almost
Gmail.
right.
You did. I'm really impressed. Wasn't sure you
or
knew that.
me at, you can see either on
Oh,
Facebook
look, or at
us.
autoheart.com. Thanks for putting
Yeah.
it back up, guys.
Oh, okay. It is on there? Oh, good.
Yeah, they
Oh,
just put it on there. And
Yeah, there you go.
email, Norms is spiritualvisionary.net.
And you can call. We'll give you information you want to know. We'll send out the info, or you can email me at psychicvisionbynorm@comcast.net. It's on there too, I believe.
Nope.
But we don't, as folks, we need a lot more than. And remember this: I don't make any money out of it. You don't make any money out of it.
No, this is for the animals.
This is all it's for, okay? I want our vendors to make money, because obviously, but I don't, what is it, 50-50 for readers, right?
Right.
Right, okay.
I make a little money, but I put it back, a lot of it back into the food and the raffle and
So
whatever.
and you think about it.
Supporting the vendors.
Oh, yeah, and I want to think, what's his name that gave you the round?
Oh, Carl.
Carl from
Abel Ebenezer Brewery in Merrimack.
And,
Me.
all the people that do donate their books or what their no.
Well, that was subtle.
But all the people that donate their stuff to us, we appreciate it. And I don't remember how much we made. We made what, $300 off the raffles? I don't really.
I don't remember.
I know we made $200 off the food.
Yeah.
And so, and
Thank you, Mary.
every little bit helps.
Did a lot
And believe it or not.
Well, I'd be happy to donate this copy.
Right. We already,
your
all right,
raffle.
that's two. So here we go. I got two, I get three. I got two, I
Well,
need three
I'm
more.
donating a book.
All right,
so.
that's
Not
four,
yours,
so-
though, because that's yours.
No, of course not. I'd be upset, I'd cry.
Take yours and donate.
Okay, we got three more donations. Now I need four. I need four. Now I need five. Don't think a good option. Oh, we're planning. Speaking of that, for another. I'm not just sure. Elaine Saunders and I, who I believe you met her too. She's one of the
Dynamic introductions?
Dynamic.
Oh, yes, yeah. I
Yeah.
think she was on the other side of me.
Yes.
Yeah. And we're gonna get together to have a dating auction.
Oh, that's fun.
Like
And
a
then the auction,
bachelorette auction.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then the auction. I think it's going to put another one for either the Nashua Animal Shelter or the beach. One of those shelters.
Yeah, depending on where you have it.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, there are a lot of things out there for people to go get food. And they know that they can walk, crawl, whatever, they can do this, and there is help out there. But our little guys that are in this shelter, the four-legged little guys, the snakes, the reptiles, the birds, or whatever, 2 or 4, whatever, they don't know. All they know or all they feel is they've been abandoned.
They're
I
lost.
got a
They're
lecturing room
scared.
today.
A lot of them.
You know?
Well, did you hear about the dog that had gotten lost for 2 years and then he was picked up and the shelter guy figured out who he belonged to and let the dog Skype with his owner for their initial reunion? I mean, tears.
Yeah. Yep.
That is love right there.
Yeah.
And that
I love to see those videos all
Yeah.
the time
Yeah.
of like
I
pets
will
being
not. I
reunited
refuse
with
to
owners
watch
and
them on
stuff.
TV. I refuse the animal ads on TV. I refuse to watch the animal when the dogs are beaten up. I
Yeah.
refuse to do that. That's
Yeah.
not even a.
You don't need to put that out there for people to understand that it happens. The photos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we know the issues out there, and maybe they don't think people take it serious enough, and that's why. But to me, it's just in
Bad
poor
publicity.
taste, and it's bad energy for that animal to be exploited like that. Now it's been exploited twice. First by the person
You're
who heard it,
collectively
and
lowering
now-
vibrations.
Right. Exactly.
And then, and forgive me, people who have cancer, I don't mean this in the most negative way at all. Like when they want to raise money for the Jimmy Fund or the Children's Hospital Fund or the Shriners. I don't like seeing all the children that are suffering with cancer or with the burns or whatever. You know what? But we know this happens. We really do. And I would think it would cost more to have all this on TV than to.
Well, to get to that point, right, somebody was just had something online that was talking about people who charities who put up the photos of the starving children.
Yeah.
And how much it cost them to make those videos. They could have fed that child in its entire village or town or whatever for a year. So instead of making your video feed the kids.
Yeah.
And that's, or whoever. So, yes.
When the American Red Cross, the main head honcho there makes as much money with the benefit as the President of the United States. And so remember, folks, and all that, and only like either 10 or 15% of the money that you send to donate go to the actual relief. Same way with cancers, because they got to pay for all this publicity somehow.
Well, yeah, people need to research. There are some very good charities where the
yeah.
bulk of the money you give goes to whatever it is, but some of them, very, very little goes.
Well, Lori and I have a fund called Fund Norm and Lori, and you can do it at Norm and
And
Friends.
we'll throw April in there.
Yeah, it's really April too.
And, hey, anybody's got those millions of dollars they want to throw our way. Well, hey, we'll put it to a good home.
Got any extra
We'll
laying
take care
around?
of it.
Yeah.
We'll nurture it.
That's like, Channel 20 now is all Christian station.
Okay.
Okay, they got that Jim Swaggart on there was really badly, and these guys and that Joel Osteen, all these people. It's like the Catholic religion. Then you go, all these people that are sending millions and millions of dollars into these churches. Do you really think those people really care?
Right. Stop sending it to the church. Send it to your local food pantry or animal shelter.
Yeah.
As something in your town. Something to support your neighborhood, your friends. Because the money is going to make a bigger impact than if you're sending it to some church who's putting it in their coffer so they can buy a shopping center.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, Joel Osteen
Just
just
did a
spent
big
millions of dollars on
dissertation
buying
on
a
this.
new house, a new mansion.
Yeah.
You know what? The
no offense,
YMCA is a
private
good place to. YWCA, YMCA. You got to send donation to any type of religious group. Young Christian Women's Association, what they call it, Boys and Girls Club, always sees it, and now that new Police Athletic League or whatever they call it here, they can use a donation too. We're on a roll today, aren't we? With donations. The spirit is really
It's
leading.
the energy. We're fired up.
I'm not against. Don't get me wrong. I'm not against churches. I'm not against Christianity or anything like that. But think about where your top dollars are going. You work hard for your money. Yeah, they're on the, Jesus is going to, I love it when they say, when you send $100 now, Jesus is going to give it back to you tenfold. I'm still waiting for it. That was 20 years ago. I think got it back in tenfold yet. And trust me, if you guys want to believe in that, you want to send your dollars in there, that's truly up to you. That's that's one great thing about America, right? We don't have to do anything we don't want to do. And or donate to your favorite college funds, scholarship funds, or whatever. There are a lot of children out there, a lot of adults that are teenagers that would love to go to college, but because they may not have the money or the funding, there are college funds out there that could use the funding or whatever.
There are some really good veteran groups out there that could use it. I can't tell you how many people I know have support our vets stickers on their car that have done zero to support our vets. It's like, you know what? You spent $3 on that sticker or whatever. Do you think that really made a difference? How about you give to Warrior Ranch up in Vermont or, someplace else that really is making a difference. And there's a lot of organizations right here in Manchester.
The thing is, there's a lot. There's so many homes, so many charities out there for the veterans.
But again, you got to research.
Right.
Some are good, some aren't. Just for
but there's also, there's a lot of homeless vets. Okay. But there's also a lot of homeless people too that didn't choose to be homeless because they might have a job or a sickness that might have caused them to be homeless.
Right.
And there's a lot of teenagers, I believe, that are homeless too. There's so much out there, and there again, it all falls back on us loving each other and helping each other.
Right.
Yep.
Not depending on the state to support us. Okay? Not depending on the state to say, okay, or a teacher, here we go, teacher plug again, but on a counselor to support our children when we should start at home. It all starts with believing in our own self and believing at home. I don't knock charities, nonprofits, nor do I want to. But what I do get upset with is when I see these charities that are selling nursing homes that belong to them, Like, and then also they keep the same name because the person who bought the nursing home out will keep it under that banner, and it's still considered a nonprofit. And I think that's wrong.
Wow.
I think hospitals should be taxed. If let's remember this: we pay a lot of money to get sick, to get well.
Yeah.
The doctor would. Why not? Why can't we tax the hospitals, whether it's Catholic
Well, I think
hospital?
we should tax churches.
I do too.
I really do.
Yeah. I mean, because every bit of property that the hospitals buy up, like I didn't realize that Elliott was a nonprofit hospital.
Most hospitals are.
Yeah, and look at they're spending millions of dollars to buy property when it could help us.
Doesn't make any sense that they're nonprofit with the amount that's charged for an aspirin when you're in a hospital.
$35 the last time.
Yeah.
Well, and the inconsistency in pricing. When your insurance person says, well, you need to call around and price an MRI. I'm sorry, isn't an MRI? Shouldn't it be like very similar across the board? I shouldn't have to worry if my local hospital charges me $400 more than the hospital 20 miles away. It's ridiculous. There needs to be some. See, and that's, I know, the politicians in the next show will probably be all over this, but this is where some regulation needs to be in place. There needs to be some consistency. The services are the same, so the prices should be similar, not thousands of dollars difference.
Well, I was at a hospital one time. I'm not going to mention the name of the hospital. I went in there at 1 o'clock in the morning. I was waiting, having all kinds of trouble. And at 3 o'clock, I was still waiting for the doctor. Okay. 3:30, the nurse says, well, he's taking a nap. And the other lady says, she was doing her nails. And I go, really? Well, he needs his rest. He's been busy. I said, you told me that at 1 o'clock. So when it was horrible. I tipped the bed, paid over on the bed and walked out.
Oh, no.
And they still billed the doctor, the insurance companies, for me seeing the doctor. And I said to the insurance company, I never saw a doctor. I said, so why are we paying it? And they said, well, that's part of our procedure. And that's really bad, Are you making any special appearances anywhere where they can meet you for a book signing or any place?
No, I don't have anything coming up because the summer people don't tend to show up for anything.
That's
so
true.
I've done a couple already. I just had an event last weekend. And I'm planning to teach a workshop this fall on what I was just talking about with walking people through, trying to figure out like what their subconscious blocks are and helping them to clear those. So that's going to be my big focus this fall is teaching that at my studio as well as maybe going to some yoga studios and stuff and teaching that.
That's a good idea for our event. We can give you a half hour to talk through if you're interested. We'll talk more about that, Once again, folks, we're all going to be at the... what the hell are we doing?
You can do it. I have faith in you.
Someday, Unitarian, there we go, Unitarian Universalist Church. I finally did it. And on, not Bridge Street. Union Street, off in Bridge. There we go. And on October 22nd from 10 to 4 p.m., we are going to be raising money, and I want to smell them dollar bills. Not dollar bills, $20
We want that
bills.
$10,000 prediction to come true. It's for the animals. Let's do this.
Yeah, okay. And this is all what we're all about. We need to take care of the animal. There are many, and I find interesting, April, when I would do it, like for the New Hampshire Food Bank, I only raised $300 for them. They were grateful for it, don't get me wrong. And the animal shelter, at one time I raised $200 and maybe $150. And I found that the church I'm at now, I guess I should have been there running along, but sometimes you have to go through the tips and turns. But I find people are more apt to get to the animals than they are to the people because there's so many churches out there, there's many places, folks. See, I truly believe that nobody in this country should be without food. I truly believe that nobody should be without a place to sleep. You've got a billion house. You got houses that, if the government was so great and almighty, forgive me, but could I do? But with all the powers that would be, instead of worrying about the money, instead of hiding the homeless people, give them, let them have. If people could buy a building, my goal would be if I ever win a power, I would buy 2 or 3 buildings, and I would have them homeless people come into the apartment, different apartments, and rebuild their own apartment over live there for at least a year, and then they had to start paying their own bills and stuff. Because that's good. Because if they could build their own apartment, any color they wanted, but no alcohol, smoke outside, not inside, you know what I mean, and just make themselves at home and truly have a place they can call their own. That would be an ideal. And why can't we do this?
Yeah.
Well, there's some cities in this country which are so impressive. Not only are they doing public gardens so that the homeless can have food, they're making there's tiny houses into villages so that the homeless people have that. They have to be part of the community. They have to work the garden or do something in the community. But they get to live in those little houses for a time until they get back on their feet. I think every city needs to do that.
A friend of mine had sent me pictures, and it was actually on Facebook, where these people were homeless in San Francisco or some area, where the police literally went in and destroyed all the campsites, took all their personal belongings, and put them into the garbage.
Well, there was I think he was a mayor in Hawaii. Now, it's legal to camp on the beach in Hawaii. It's totally legal.
Yep.
But he went in one night in a fit. He personally did it. Didn't even send a plea. He did it himself. Went in and destroyed a bunch of homeless people's stuff. I mean, destroyed it. Like, beat their shopping carts till they were unusable, destroyed their tents, because he didn't want to see it anymore.
Wow.
I mean, what a...
Well, the powers that may be in this town, from what I've been told many times, I'm not mentioning names, but the mayor and all that, they want to hide the homeless people. They don't want people to know that Manchester has homeless people. They literally took the benches out of a couple of parks so that the homeless people can't sit around.
Yeah.
That is a violation of human rights. That is a violation of our conscience.
Well, I don't know if it's a violation of human rights, but it's a violation of human decency.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
I always said, for a lot of these people who destroy homeless people's lives, or, when they're trying to build back up and do that, what if it's one of your family members?
But you don't know their story.
You don't know.
So get to know their story. Ask them. Don't assume. There are some people that prefer to be homeless.
Absolutely.
God bless them. They've always been that way throughout history.
Yeah.
But a lot of these people are homeless through no fault of their own. So find out their story. Find out their needs. Don't assume that because someone's homeless, they're a drug addict or an alcoholic or, have mental health problems. For a lot of them, that may or may not be true. But it's certainly not true for everybody. So you don't know. Don't assume.
This is where the love comes in.
That's right.
This is where the preaching comes in, Remember, every one of us, it could happen to us. I've had it happen more than once. And then when the last time, I could always remember when I lost everything. And I had this beautiful woman, I call her one of my guardian angels. She says to me one day, "Who the hell do you think you are?" I won't go into the vocabulary. And she had the HIV. And she said, "I don't know if I'm going to wake up tomorrow." I go, boo-hoo, and all that, man, people. Then her boyfriend came over and woke me up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I still have my cucumber mask on, and I'm there, "What are you doing?" And you know what? That was the beginning of my life. I can remember eating at the shelter. And I was so grateful for the food. There was good food. And some of the people in there were so ungrateful. And I was so plastic when I was drinking. I really was. Oh, don't come near me, It's amazing. I am so grateful that I had to lose everything to have everything. Do I have money? No. But I'm comfortable. I'm happy. I have my spirit. I have my love. And do I have a great, and we can improve. That's why I'm saying everybody can improve their life if they want to. Look at the struggles you went through. And now you're an author. And you have your own... What is it called now?
The Retreat on Elm.
The Retreat on... How long have you been there?
3 years.
3 years, okay.
Yeah.
And you've been through struggles, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And now you're also an author. What's it called?
The Inner Circle.
I apologize.
That's okay. It's The Inner Circle Chronicles, Book 3. That's important because it's a 6-book series. And it's Intuitive Healers Leading the New Economy with Integrative Health, Soul, and Spirit. And it really is a good book. You can get it through me. You can contact me through my website, on Facebook, or you can buy it off Amazon.
So, folks, and wasn't your journey to come to where you are today wasn't easy, right?
No, it's definitely been full of challenges, but I'm very blessed.
That's how it makes, when I hear these people that say their lives were, I never had these struggles and stuff, it makes me wonder what kind of a reader they are. When I'm not going to say they're bad readers. Don't ever misunderstand that. I've actually had no formal training on reading and stuff. You have, and I think that's awesome, right?
Yeah,
and
but most of it's my own.
but mine's been all through my own spirit. You got the basics, actually.
Yeah, right.
And the rest you went in on your own.
Well, I knew a lot before.
Yeah.
I just went to training to try to make sense of something I didn't quite understand. And then I keep learning.
Yeah.
I'm always learning every day.
Because as we were growing up, there was nobody to foster any abilities that we had, so it was all guesswork.
Yeah.
Right.
When I went when I was growing up, that's the devil's work, man.
Yeah.
Because I was back in the late 40s, early 50s out through. That's the devil's work. You can't be doing that,
Right.
Oh, no. So, but you know what? It's okay. If I'm going to hell, I know I'm not going to be alone. As long as they have plenty of martinis, extra dry with 3 olives, folks, and a nice air conditioning, I'll be happy.
No,
It
don't
has
forget
to
the
be.
pot.
Oh, yeah, the pot, too. Oh, yeah, the pot and the
Forget
3
that.
martinis with have to have 3 when I go up to do you remember, probably don't remember the Front Runner?
I've heard of it.
Okay.
I've never been. Yeah.
When it was over here on Pine Street, they'd always have it. I always had, when I wanted the extra dry martini with the 3 olives. Oh, yeah, I always had to have 3. I work with 3s. That's my number I work with, okay?
Yeah.
So everything has to be done in 3s. And everything that we do will always be that way. We're going to be closing. I want to thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You have a business phone number?
Sure, 603-219-6211.
Okay.
Website or how can they reach you?
Yeah, so apriladams.org.
Okay, and
Yep.
thank you. And check out our new book. And your website.
My website is up there. Thank you, guys.
You got. And if you want a book, they can order it through.
You can order it through me at autoheart.com.
And if you have any questions about what we talk about or whatever we do, give me a call. And you know what? Or Lori a call. And you a call. We're always here and available. And remember, every day in this life, as long as you're walking, breathing, or whatever, or beating your neck. No.
No.
We're going to talk with love now. Remember, every day you are the winner. We'll see you.